Gutmann. Every time I get a recommendation of a beer in my YouTube videos, I write it down so I don't forget it. But one beer I have stopped writing down a long time ago because I've got these recommendations so many times, and it's the Gutmann Hefeweizen. And I think I've tried in almost 2 years to get hold of that beer. I even got the beer glass long before I had the beer. But all of a sudden it was available on a German online shop, and not only the regular Hefeweizen, but also the Dunkles Hefeweizen. Jackpot. So if you remember a while back, I made a blind taste test here on the channel, and these 3 beers were the ones I liked the best. So I thought I would compare your most recommended beer against my top 3. Let's start with the Gutmann Helles. This is the one they are most famous for, I guess. I have had it once before on a sunny day on the balcony. Very nice, but as I remember it, it was maybe a bit too light, or the flavors were there, but not extremely flavorful. Ooh, can I do it? I think we can almost do it. Let's see if the color changes. Last time there were a lot of, particles and other loveliness in here. The yeast and this is wheat particles. Yeah, doesn't that look delicious? Now, for those of you that truly believes this is the best Weizen beer in the world, I need also to say it's not the freshest. It has around 2 months left until the best before date, the expiration date. So if my conclusion isn't to your liking, we could say that I need to try a fresher one. It does smell amazing. And this time, I don't remember finding it last time on the balcony. I get this savory note as well, like a bit like smoked meat. And I love when I can find that as a contrast to the other notes, the fruitiness and so on. It smells like the sweeter ones. Later we would try the Störtebeker again, which is really sweet and fruity, like a fruit salad, but not a lot of the banana or the cloves. Of course, I will also try to include this in the next blind taste test, but those are a bit tricky to arrange. I also get kind of oat cookie feeling. I don't know if I actually can smell that or if it's just like a feeling. A little bit like you have digestive biscuit with dark berry jam on top. But enough sniffing, let's taste it. Prost, cheers, skål. It is really nice. It actually feels kind of fresh as well. I don't know how much fresher this can taste. It is on the sweeter side. Sweet, zesty fruits like pear, peach, some sort of grapes maybe. Yeah, sweet apricot or peach. And then it dries out in the finish and reveals a kind of white bread or soft rye bread, malt base. The finish kind of dies off a little too fast from what I expected. Maybe that's why I thought it was so light compared to some other beers. But that also means it's super crushable. You just want to take another sip immediately. It's like in Sweden we used to have something called 2 for 1, So like a happy hour, but instead of cheaper prices, you got 2 beers when you ordered one. It's not allowed anymore, but this is a beer that would be perfect to have two at the same time, because you can just crush them in a matter of minutes. Let's open the Dunkles Hefeweizen straight away. This is a beer style I don't drink enough of, so I never really know what to expect, because I drink dark German lager beers, you know, Doppelbock and Schwarzbiers and regular Dunkel beers. And this is not really that. You can get some brown sugar. Got the rooster in my throat, as we say in Sweden. Yeah, but some brown sugar. What else? Nuts, maybe, but not really dates or I don't know. This was also a pretty much perfect pour. Oh yeah. Can you see all the particles? It's like this is the real thing because it's not filtered at all, like we're out on the countryside. But I think it's made in a city, the city of Titting in Bavaria, halfway between Munich in the south and Nuremberg in the north. But it kind of has that rustic feeling, you know. Also smells very nice. Also fruity, but maybe a bit more of dark fruits and berries. Maybe a bit of that. Well, maybe more of the syrupy notes. But honestly, there isn't that much difference. Also, I'm not sure how much I can smell through this thick foam head. So let's taste it instead. Prost, cheers, skål. Okay. So my first impression, I had this on the balcony as well, was that I liked this one better than the regular Helles Hefeweizen. Now it feels drier somehow. Strange. Not at all the same amount of bubblegum, fruity zestiness. And again, if I had this blind, I'm not sure I could tell this is a dark wheat beer, actually. It's a bit more on the nutty side, but it feels dry and not at all that syrupy, as I kind of smelled, maybe. It has a bit of that kind of unripe banana, green banana, bit of apricot. In both of these, the cloves level is low, but it's even lower in the Dunkles one. Yeah, now that I have them side by side, I do prefer the regular Helles Hefeweizen. It's strange, you think you know when you try the beers one by one, but then you put them side by side and you always discover something new. This is also pretty light, but it has, if you really look for it, it has a little bit of brown sugar and nuts in the finish. My idea was to compare this beer as well with the top three, but now when I've compared these two side by side, I think I'll put this in the fridge and save it for later. In my mind, the most similar beer in my top three to Gutmann is Störtebeker. So let's try that next. I think this brewery is pretty cool. It's probably the German brewery closest to Sweden. It's up in the north, in the Baltic sea coastline. And some consider this brewery not to be a real German brewery, not in all styles at least, because it's so separated from the others. Or I guess it's not situated in Bavaria. It's super clear so far. Let's see if we can get some haze here. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Again, it can be the new thick foam head, but I don't get as much aroma as from the Gutmann. It also smells sweet and fruity, but more dampened somehow. But maybe let's smell some more once we have broken through the foam head. So let's taste it. Prost, cheers, skål. Oh, I had an idea of Störtebeker just crushing Gutmann, throw it into the ground with all the flavors. It is sweet and fruity, but doesn't have the same kind of bubblegummy zestiness. Let's have a sip of water in between and try the Gutmann again. Gutmann, of course, means good man. It's so flavorful all of a sudden. I really need to include this in a blind test so I can confirm what I'm finding out right now. But this feels like, of course, there is no fruits in here. It's just esters from the yeast and maybe something from the hops as well. But this feels like real fruits, real zesty, sweet fruits. And the Störtebeker is more... It's more like it's from a can with added sugar. And it has been in the can for a while. It also has more of the apricot seed kind of note that I didn't really realize before. This is much fresher though, so it's a half a year before the expiration date. The Störtebeker is good, no question about it. But compared to the Gutmann, it's not crushable in the same way. I feel like I have to drink this a bit slower. With the Gutmann, I feel like I can just open a new bottle straight after this one. Okay, this was a real surprise to me. But at least for between these two, I like the Gutmann better. So it will definitely kick the Störtebeker out of the top 3, probably, if we do another blind test. Next beer, Ayinger. As I remember it, I like this beer overall. It has everything, but the thing that stood out to me was the malt base. It's more bread crusty, almost cookie doughy compared to other Hefeweizens. Can we get the perfect pour? It's close. Oh yes. My problem used to be that I poured too fast and harshly, so I had to wait in between and pour in turns. Now I can't seem to get a thick enough crown anymore. Also smells nice. Smelled more compared to the Störtebeker through the foam head. Also a fruit salad with ripe banana, pear, a bit of that savory note, but not as much as with the Gutmann, I think. The Gutmann is more savory, definitely. Again, let's smell more once we have tasted it, in case more aromas appear then. Prost, cheers, skål. This is nice as well. I didn't get as much a the malt base as I thought. I think it's also slightly drier and focuses more actually on the clove sides and not as much on the bubblegummy zesty side of the fruits. But very nice apricotty, almost peachy notes. Water. Is Gutmann more sweet and zesty and bubblegummy? I think it is. Once again, I'm surprised. I thought Gutmann wouldn't even come close to the top 3, but I think it could challenge the winner actually. Ayinger has more of that deeper apricot meaty note, and it is a bit drier and not as zesty, so it depends on what you prefer, I guess. I have a little bit of a sweet tooth when it comes to Hefeweizens. I guess the Gutmann is also somewhat softer, so to speak, and again definitely more crushable. Now that the foam head is gone, I get more aromas from the Ayinger. It actually smells more intense than the Gutmann. I can't really pinpoint what I smell. It smells really fresh though. The more I drink it, the more I like it. The more crushable it feels actually. I noticed that the Gutmann is warmer. I put the Ayinger in the fridge in the meantime, so it's a bit colder. And this is a hard choice, but maybe I like Gutmann just a little bit better. And lastly, the winner from the blind test, Andechs. This had, as I remember it, the perfect balance of everything. It was fruity, zesty, bubblegummy, savory. This time I might have overdone it. Or it's just more carbonated. Yeah, I think I will have to pour this very slowly. Oh yeah, could this be the perfect pour? Oh la la. The problem, of course, with perfect pours is that you can't smell anything. Oh, actually you can. So many nice esters. Banana-y. It's like it's spicy, but like a bread spice. Or I guess I could say herbal. Like a really rustic bread with herbs and spices, but you also have the fruity side with the banana on top, but kind of a hard defined fruit salad. And there is that smoky savory note as well. How does it smell compared to the Gutmann? The Gutmann has something else. It also smells really inviting, but more like compact bread all of a sudden. It's probably not fair to compare this way either. Now this is, it's not room temperature, but it's rising in temperature. This is very cold and newly poured. It's even more zesty and bubblegummy, but maybe the Gutmann was as well at the start. Let's try it though. Prost, cheers, skål. Yeah, it's sweet, zesty, little bit of that famous bubblegum. Apart from the banana, pear and peach, you also have some clementine, mandarin, sweet, orange. Yeah, to me, you need that zesty quality. If you call it sweet, or I guess it isn't really sweet, but zesty, bubblegummy. I need that for it to be my favorite beer.
I know some people prefer Paulaner, for instance, but I've realized it's too dry for me, too unzesty. But let's have a sip of water again in my pretty fancy Hefeweizen glass. And then try Gutmann one more time. It's really good as well. It's fruity in another way. It's like it has more of the berries and the grapes, and the Andechser more of sweet orange, clementine, those kind of flavors. Also, in my untapped review of Gutmann Helles Hefeweizen, I thought the finish dropped off too fast, but I guess that's a trademark of this style. It shouldn't linger too much. And compared to my top 3, the very best of the Hefeweizens, in my opinion, it doesn't have a too short finish at all. But Andechs is fantastic. And Gutmann is also fantastic. It's like I want to drink these beers side by side and alternate between them. The big surprise was actually Störtebeker. It has such an apricot-y, should I say artificial? No. It could be just this batch or this bottle, but if I should rank the beers on the table right now, Störtebeker is out of the top 3. Then I think we have Ayinger. I think Gutmann is number 2 and Andechs number 3. But we need, or number 1. But we need to establish this in a new blind taste test. It's such a hassle though. But if you give me at least 20 likes on this video, I might do it. So which of these beers have you tried? And which is your favorite? Click into this playlist for more wheat beer videos. Thank you for watching, and remember, drink responsibly!